Diets that are better than weight loss drugs. Hey, Sophie here. I'm sitting in my mother's garden, call them gardens in the UK, not backyard, here in England for a while. And why I'm making this video is because my mum handed me an article in a newspaper. So I love it when she's here because she's always finding all these newspaper and magazine articles. And obviously, as a board certified nutritionist, she always says, what do you think of this? Is this true? Luckily, she trusts me. And so I looked at this particular one and I'm like, wait a minute. So I read it and I thought, right, I'm going to make a video because I think this is actually really important to set the record straight and to not mislead people. So in this particular article in the paper, it says these meal plans, and they have got kind of, I don't know why they say a meal plan, because it's not really a meal plan, but they're referring to diets or ways of eating, work just like fat jabs. In the UK, they call them fat jabs, which I think is a really unfortunate term. I don't like it, but that's what they call them, without the risks. So these, what they've laid out, work just like the fat jabs without the risks. So both are, it's untrue on two accounts, right? Will what they've laid out here work just like the fat jabs? No, because the fat jabs have a very particular mechanism on how they work, and what they've laid out here is nowhere near that. And without the risks. And I would say that in two of the diets that they've laid out here, there actually are risks. So let's just get into this. I'm going to first off go over what I consider to be the missing piece of the puzzle that nobody talks about. And then I am going to tell you what I consider, based on the science, on the peer-reviewed science, what is the best diet to get rid of your stubborn belly fat or all over fat. And when I say best, what I mean by best is one that is sustainable, so it's going to give you long-term results. It's a way of eating rather than a diet, and one that not only really doesn't have health risks associated with it, but it can actually lower your risk of disease, which the two that they've got here, or well, two of them, just don't. Okay? So first, let's talk about the missing piece of the puzzle. So the missing piece of the puzzle is gut health. Now, the problem with the weight loss medications, and their injections right now, probably soon to become pills and medications, the problem is that they do impair your gut health. Now, your gut health is the foundation of your health. Aside from being a board certified nutritionist, I'm also a gut health specialist. And delving into this new and emerging gut health science is just fascinating, because we say it's the foundation of your health. Your gut is your second brain. In your gut is, your immune modulators. It's going to modulate your immune response, your inflammation response, your mood, your what foods you choose. Literally, the good microbes affects your food choices, your hunger cues. I mean, literally everything. And we're largely ignoring that and just going, oh, well, what do I just need to take to have this quick fix? But if you fix your gut health, then you will not, and obviously, by way of diet and lifestyle, and easier said than done. There's many different pieces that are involved in fixing improving, I should say, your gut health. But if you do, then you are on the path to really everything that you want. It's going to be so much easier for you to make healthier choices, to regulate your appetite, to actually want to eat really healthy foods. Because when you're inflamed, when you have gas and acid reflux and inflammation, and you're depressed and you're stressed, because the gut-brain axis is bidirectional, and it's a vicious cycle, because if you have impaired gut health, it's called gut dysbiosis, and that is characterized by a lack of diversity in the gut and also leaky gut. So when those two things are present, you will not be feeling good. You won't. Your moods won't be good. We now know that there's a direct correlation between stress and anxiety and depression. And it is bidirectional, because stress and anxiety and depression can actually affect the microbes in your gut, directly affect them, and create the inflammation and the leaky gut, and affect your immune system. And actually dysregulate your immune system, cause autoimmune disease. But then when you're not feeling good, right, and if your gut is in gut dysbiosis, which means that there isn't a balance, there's not the diversity, and there's not the balance between good bacteria and bad bacteria, that's putting it very simplistically, then that is going to in turn affect your mood. So it's this vicious cycle that so many people are locked in. So enter stage right, the weight loss injections or drugs. So what is the first thing that happens when women, and I've spoken to many women, many clients who have actually tried them, who have taken them, and they said, Sophie, honestly, I was nauseous, I had constipation and or diarrhea, it didn't go away, it lasted a very long time, because it slows down stomach emptying. That is the whole mechanism that is at work with these drugs. So when your stomach doesn't empty in the way that nature intends it to, then there are going to be problems. And over time, even if you didn't have those symptoms, it is going to affect your gut health. That's your immune system. That's your inflammation or lack of. That is your mood. That is your happiness. So just to take something to take your appetite away, so you do not want to eat beautiful, healthy foods that are going to heal your body, and enough of them to be able to heal your body, and also it's going to affect your gut health, is the problem. And that really is the missing piece of the puzzle. And so what I say to clients is, put all your attention on healing your gut health, on improving your gut health in every which way we can. Now, it really is multifactorial. It's not just about diet. It is the 5 pillars of lifestyle medicine that, as a holistic nutritionist, I cover all the time, and you'll hear me talking about this on videos and in classes and trainings all the time. But it is the 5 pillars of lifestyle medicine which will affect your gut health, which will improve your gut health when dialed in. And when your gut health is dialed in, you will be in a way better position to be able to release that unwanted stubborn belly fat and all over fat long term. I am talking about a long term solution that affects every single physiological and mental process in your body. So that's really, I'm sure that is what you would want. So the 5 pillars of lifestyle medicine, yes, is diet first. It is a plant predominant diet. That's number 1. 2, it is going to be your exercise. So that's very important. That affects gut health too. 3, it is going to be sleep and circadian rhythms. That affects your gut health. 4, it is going to be stress management. I would say diet and stress are probably the 2 big ones when it comes to gut health. And then the 5th pillar that I really focus on is positive social connection. And it's just as much as our gut microbes need to be in a beautiful, diverse community with like-minded, healthy gut bacteria to flourish, we need to be as human beings in a beautiful, positive, healthy community of other human beings in order for us to thrive and flourish. Okay, so we need to dial those 5 pillars in. That will affect our gut health. It will improve our gut health, and improving our gut health is the foundational. It's not even piece. It is the foundation of being able to release your stubborn belly fat, because what underpins that is inflammation, and your all over fat, and to be in optimum health as you age. All right, so that's it. I've talked as much as I can in this video without going massively into the weeds about gut health. So now I want to talk about the best diet. Now, it's really, really simple. And the good news is that the best diet for weight release, which is really what we're talking about here, isn't it? And I always say it's not weight release that you want over 50. You don't want to lose muscle mass and muscle power and bone density, is it? You want to actually, it's fat. It's the fat of your body that you want to lose. So the good news is that the best diet for fat loss is also the best diet for your gut health. So everything works together. It's so simple. It is so beautiful. And so to keep it really simple, the best is a diet that contains plant proteins, is very low in saturated fat, so it's full of unsaturated fats, and is full of fiber. Those three things. I'll go over them one more time because it's so simple. Plant-based proteins, full of unsaturated fats, and fiber. That is the way forward. That is going to really help get you a sustainable result. Now, let's quickly unpack what they said here before I go, because I feel I've got to give it its due. So what this article says is the two diets that they mention are, one, low carb, right? And they go simple and sustainable. Well, it's not simple to do low carb, and it's not sustainable because complex carbohydrates are the only sustainable food. It's our body's preferred source of fuel, our body and brain's preferred source of fuel. It has all the beautiful fiber in it. And so people who go on a low carb diet just, have you ever tried, oh, I'm going to give up carbs this week. This is the week I'm going to give up all carbs, eat tons of protein, give up all sugar. And how long does that last? Seriously. So they say it's sustainable. I don't think it is. Two, where's the next one they go to? I don't even have to go to the page because I know it by heart. Keto diet, right? And they go, why? Rapid benefits, right? Well, that's true. A keto diet, much like a lot of very unhealthy diets, can give you rapid results on the scale, right? But if anyone's tried keto, you're going to put all that weight back on again as soon as you stop doing it because it's not sustainable, and much of the weight that you lose, scale weight that you lose, is muscle mass loss and water. Now, moreover, keto diet, it says here, these are just like fat jabs without the risks. Well, a ketogenic diet is actually has a lot of risk associated with it, probably more risk than anything, because it is characterized by being very, very high in saturated fats. And saturated fats now, it is absolutely incontrovertible, will raise your risk of heart disease and stroke as you get older. Heart disease is the number one, heart attack is the number one killer of women over 50. My best friend's friend just dropped dead of a heart attack a couple of weeks ago. Tragic. Okay, high cholesterol, what drives high cholesterol is saturated fat. And saturated fat is the mainstay of the ketogenic diet. So those two, not a good idea. They're not sustainable and they do come with risks. And then three, they go intermittent fasting, which isn't really a diet. They go key benefits, it's cheap and effective. Well, yeah, I mean, it's cheap, you're not paying for anything. And while intermittent fasting can be part of regulating your circadian rhythms, and it's definitely something that I recommend, but not these sort of odd, bizarre eating windows and short eating windows. It's just very natural. It's just like you literally do not eat overnight, and 12 to 14 hours, ideally, you would fast during that time. And so the clients that I work with, maybe we'll start with 12 hours and then we'll go to 13 and 14. And some clients, depending on their metabolic profile, may do better going to 16 hours overnight. But to me, that's not a diet or a meal plan. That is just simply a way of eating and pacing, your food. So that is it from me. I just wanted to come in from England. I wanted to share with you is something that I feel so passionate about, because the women that I work with actually do get pretty quick results in the great scheme of things. So the women that I work with, they, within 3 to 4 months, they release 20 to 30 pounds of body fat, which is pretty significant. But at the same time, they're lowering their risk of disease. So their LDL cholesterol is coming down, their triglycerides are coming down, their A1C is coming down, their gut health is improving. They are feeling amazing. They are happy. They're feeling so good that they're like, Sophie, I just want to continue eating this way because it feels so good. To me, that is sustainable. It becomes a lifestyle. It actually just becomes your life, not a diet. And that is what is going to work long term, and that is what is safe and healthy. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click in the description box below, because there's a couple of things there that you might want to check out. One, you can join my free Inner Circle school group, which is a really cool group of like-minded women, so you can click that. And there'll also be a link to watch my latest masterclass. I create many, many different classes and trainings, and you can click and have a look at that too. And I will see you next time when I'll be, sadly, because I love being in England, I'll be back in the US. I'll see you next time.